But not to the point where we could end up in a lot of trouble financially. So that's all.
We as a council, we as a council said that we were approving that contract with the stipulation that it was going out to bid.
If it doesn't come here for us to approve, if it doesn't get on the agenda, council can't approve it. So right now we've got administration saying we're not going to put together the RFQ committee, even though council has, I think twice, I think in March 2010 and I think in January, both times, council said this is what we want. And administration is saying we don't care what you want, you're not going to get it. And that's not right. But right now, that's my concern.
Any other comments from council members?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Mr. Litz.
You know, I've looked over the charter, and our resolutions aren't suggestions. They carry the force of law. And the administration's under an obligation to comply. I mean, I think it's clear when you read that section when we tell we're the policy makers. As much as everybody would like to think that this is a dictatorship or a strong mayor system, we're the policy makers. We set the policy. Our resolutions aren't requests. So perhaps we should grow backbone. Nothing else.
Any other comments?
Real quickly, Madam Chair, as was pointed out, this is our contract. Why don't we form the RFQ committee? Why don't we take it to the purchasing agent, have it posted on Mitten, and do it ourselves? We don't need them. We're intelligent people. We can do this ourselves. What are we waiting for? Let's do it.
Any other comments? We'll go to the next agenda item.
Next agenda item is 15C from Donna Kaiser-Comartin, authorized use of city property for city fair.
Ms. Comartin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This, just to give you a little bit of background information, we had discussed the fair at the city vacant property that we had during our budget hearings. And we had discussion of where the funds were and some additional information. What I'd like to do is, we've had some meetings. Rotary was involved in the fair for many years. We had some issues that came up with that. I would like to make a motion to get the following answers to these questions regarding the city fair on the vacant property located by City Hall at our next scheduled meeting as follows. I would like to know who owns that vacant property around City Hall. If it was the DDA that owns that, who approved the use of that property for the carnival? 3, was there a signed contract by the City of Warren or what authority with the operator of the fair? We need to get a copy of that contract. And 4, during the budget hearings, as we asked about the fair's proceeds, how much was received from that fair and where did those funds go? And who received, what budget received those funds? I think it's important that we have that information. In the future, as much as vacant property belongs to the taxpayers of our city, it's in my opinion that we should be notified, the council should be notified in advance, along with the DDA board, and of any non-municipal use of such activities or contracts. We are supposed to receive all contracts for the City of Warren. And We did not see a contract on that. So I think we need to have a report brought back to us with the answers to those questions, and that is my motion, as I stated in detail.
I'll support Ms. Cole-Martin's motion.
Motion by Ms. Comartin, support by Mr. List. Any further discussion?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor.
Thank you.
Quite a little too long
Yes,
today.
Your Honor.
The most honorable
you so much.
Chairwoman, Madam President.
Ms. Vogt.
Yeah, we need to know, I mean, first of all, let's be clear. We're not talking about the city fair that took place at Helmich.
No, I said at the vacant property next to City Hall.
Okay, we're talking about the festival that, when you call it city fair, that's the Lions put on the city fair. And so that created some confusion. It created a great deal of concern for some of my Lion members. I have to tell you that. And the property, vacant property, is just to the north of City Hall on Van Dyke.
Correct.
That's the festival that for several years was,
Was the Rotary Fair.
yes, the Rotary Festival, and somehow the city got the contract. We haven't signed it. We know we didn't approve it. Thought the DDA did, but the DDA was totally surprised when some of the Rotarians showed up at their meeting and said, what's going on? And DDA said, we don't know. So I'm like you, Ms. Cole-Martin. I don't know who authorized it, who signed the contract with the carnival, where did the proceeds go? Because clearly when we asked the city controller, he didn't know. It's one of the great mysteries, but we've got to assume and it wasn't budgeted. We didn't see it in the budget. Yeah, so, yeah.
Any further
But
questions?
I definitely want an answer to those questions, and I would like that answer soon,
Yeah.
very soon. Thank you.
Any other
Madam Chair?
comments? Mr. Warner.
That's the old property that the Coventry Inn was on?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
That's DDA property.
That's
Any
DDA.
further comments? Go ahead and call the question, Ms. Comartin.
Yes.
Mr. List?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously. Need a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Motion by Mr. List, support by Ms. Vogt. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The meeting has adjourned at 12:34 a.m.
I got you in my heart, baby.